So what's up, y'all? Back with Boys Garage here, finally doing another video, and today we're doing a review on this. So,
been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Said I've been forgotten, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
okay, so it's been a little while since I've done a new video, and the reason for that is because, I have not felt good here lately. I've been having problems with my stomach. I've been going to throw up a lot, and it's been aggravating, but I am starting to feel better. So today's pretty nice, kind of mild one day. It's not super hot or nothing. So here today, it's a good sunny day too. It'd be a good day to review the John Deere 245. And now we've had this tractor since I was in 4th grade, when I was in elementary school. My daddy bought this thing used from a man had sitting out in the yard. It was like $200, I think, $200 or $300. I can't remember exactly, but pretty good deal, because these were pretty expensive when they were new. And now this tractor did come with a mowing deck, but we don't have it on there anymore. And the reason for that is because it was pulling on the crankshaft of the engine, causing it to leak. And you may be wondering why we just fixed that and put it back on. The reason for that is because we got a lot of other mowers to cut the grass with, and another reason is it was a little deck too. It was only like 38 inches, and this is a small deck for such a big tractor. But and we use it for other things. So we use this to, one of the mowers breaks down in the yard and way far out there, we use it to go get them. Stuff like that. We got bugs here in the back. Now this is a garden tractor, not a mower. A garden tractor is more heavy duty than a lawnmower. This has you can put all kinds of attachments on here. Mostly a lawnmower only has attachments like for a mowing deck or like spreader, small things like that. Garden tractors, you can put a blade on the front, a rear tiller, the mowing deck. They have a lot more heavy duty attachments. Which tillers for these are a lot harder to find than them older, like 110s, 112s. Them older ones like 110s, 112s, 140s. Those are a lot easier to find than for these. These use what's called a mechanical tiller. It has like a long mount that goes up underneath the tractor, and so does the blade. These attachments, like the rear and the front, have like a long mount that goes up underneath the tractor, so you can only run one attachment at a time. Them older ones you can run multiple. Like a 110s, 112s, you can put a blade on the front and put a rear tiller on the back. But so I'm gonna take out the tripod and give y'all a closer look at the 245. Okay, so this is the John Deere 245, and now this one is one of the older logos you can see on the front there. And so you can see the label 245. They made 240, 245, 260, 265, 270, I think. But this one's a 245. And see, the seat's fortunately got some cracks in. This did sit out in the weather for a long time. Now, if you wonder what that knob is right there, that's actually a height adjustment dial for like the mowing deck. And that was completely froze, and my dad had to heat it up and get it off, so he could remove all the panels and stuff to fix it. See, the gas tank's back here under the seat. And now this is just a magnet right here. We put it because that's kind of all wore out, so we put that magnet on there. It makes it look a little bit better. That's kind of the wrong logo for this tractor, but you can see it's got here's your gas tank, which I think that's got like a gas symbol in there, but it's cracked and spiderweb and it's yellowed. Now we only put non-ethanol fuel in here because we don't use this very much. After the seat safety, he pigtailed it off because, you know, seat safeties are annoying. Now this bucket didn't come with the tractor. My uncle, one of my great uncles had this. He used it for something, and then he gave it to another one of my great uncles, and then he used it to burn stuff in because it had a bunch of burnt plastic and papers and stuff all on the bottom. And he ended up giving it to my daddy because he didn't want it in his way. So my daddy took and cleaned it out and painted it. It looks really good. So this one has like reflectors on it and stuff too. Now this is what you would use to lift your attachment stuff up, and this is very hard to lift up and down. That's why I started putting hydraulics, because these attachments are really heavy and it's hard to lift them up and down with this. But this is your how you put it in go. This is a hydrostatic drive machine, by the way, if you're wondering. Most hydrostatic drives have like a pedal, but this one's got a handle, which is kind of like cruise control, because, you know, wherever you put that, it's going to stay in the position. We did replace some of these bearings and these axles and stuff because they were wore out. This is a new like shock right here too. We had to replace. But here's your PTO switch. This is actually an old school like toggle switch. This is your headlights. So if I turn the key on an accessory position, headlights do turn on, as you see. So here's your throttle control. Now this is supposed to light up when you're low on fuel, but there's bad ground wire or something that just don't work. Which we just haven't really gone through and fixed yet, because we've been doing other things. We haven't really had time. So lift the hood up. So this tractor came with a Kawasaki K-Series, which you may be thinking this is a Kohler, because, you know, Kohler made K-Series, but this actually isn't. Because if you look on this right here, it says Kawasaki, so this is a Kawasaki, not a Kohler. And now this thing didn't come with the tractor. Now this, when my daddy first got this, he could not figure out why it would not fire. And one of my great uncles had one of these things, and which I think this electrical issue was probably why the people who had this threw it away, because, you know, it's gonna be really expensive to have John Deere fix it. My daddy bought a brand new coil, and which was $100 for this thing, and it still wouldn't fire, which we still have the coil, but he put the original one back on it, since, you know, that wasn't the problem. And we kept the other one, so just in case something happens to this one, we'll have it. So this is some kind of electrical diode thing my grand uncle had. He stuck it on here and it fired right up. So he had to make a mount and stuff for it. But now, as you can see, this has one of the starters with a solenoid piggybacked on it, which I don't like these. And the reason for that is because these are very, very, very expensive to replace. This is like what you would see on a car or a truck or something like that. But there is a solenoid trick where you can actually fix this without having to pay for one of these that are really expensive. Which Terrell fixes all, done a video on one of those. I might put a link up above. Here's where you check your oil and stuff. Now you don't do like a Briggs & Stratton where you just set the cap on like this. You don't screw it on like a Briggs & Stratton. But this is an overhead valve engine too, as you can see. This is where your fuel pump is too, underneath this metal thing. Now this has the battery on this has terminals like on a car, as you can see. And now the battery that was on this when we first got it actually charged up, believe it or not. And then it ended up pooping out and it died and quit working, so we ended up having to buy a new one. But now this hold down bar is not the original bar. My daddy took a piece of aluminum, cut it up, and put some bed liner on it. Cause the original hold down bar was eat up with acid and it folded up in the middle, and so he ended up having to throw it away, and we put a new one on it. This is your brake safety right here, by the way. But go around to the other side. So there's your oil filter, fuel filter, as fuel shut off. Now these older engines like these are actually a lot better than some of the newer engines you get. But now if you know me, I prefer Briggs & Stratton on my stuff because it's a lot easier to find parts for. Their parts are also a lot less expensive than these. These or parts for these things are very expensive. And okay, so I'm gonna start her up. Now, if you can find one of these tractors, I highly recommend them. These are really good tractors. They're really reliable. And now, like I said, now unfortunately the parts for these engines are kind of expensive. You know, attachments are, and some of these attachments for these are a little hard to find. But now, if you're somebody that doesn't have gardens and stuff like that, I mean that isn't an issue. Most of the time you can find these with a mower deck. But now, if you're wanting to have garden stuff, I would probably recommend you tracking down like older, like the 140 H3s, you know, 110s, 112s, because you can find tillers and parts of those a lot easier than these. But so now I would recommend not dropping those like this because I could bust it. Luckily it didn't. So these hoods are plastic, and a lot of times you'll find these are like cracked and they're broken. So I recommend try to be careful with these as possible. But you know, it starts up really good, and so if you like this video, want more like it, give me a thumbs up. I forgot to mention there's a toolbox right here on the side of this. So we got like a thing in here wired up for like the poisoner. So if we do, because we do use this to poison around stuff. But anyway, if you like this video, want to see more like it, give me a thumbs up. That help me out a lot, and don't forget to hit subscribe back to the Boys Garage. See you on the next video.
In the tree